Hey, what's up, fellas? So, working in the shop today, and thought I'd show you some sprayout cards here. Um, Working on Heenans H2 motorcycle here, and this is a green pearl that's been, well, actually a green candy, and painted the tank for him a while back, and the blend went a little bit bigger than what I wanted it to, and so I ended up painting like the whole tank, and so the tank ended up being way too dark. So I went to the paint shop and got some more color made. Old Shane over at Coops Wholesale mixed me up some more stuff here. So as you can see, I got some sprout cards laying on the table there, and I'm trying to lighten the color. So he gave me a silver base, and then I'm going to put green candy over it. So the spray out card is actually designed for me to, or the painter to spray that little card and then hold it up to the original color you're trying to achieve. And so as you can see there, the tank, I'm just kind of disassembling it and got to resand it. But if you look over there, over at that saddlebag over there on the other side of the table, you can see it's a lighter color. And so the whole goal here is to lighten that tank up. And so I'm spraying some spray out cards and prepping this tank to get ready to paint it. I was going to paint it today, but kind of ran out of time. And so I'm going to paint it tomorrow. But um, anyway, prepping the tank out here. I'm doing a little bit of masking on it. And the reason why we're masking some of this off is that area where I'm masking is actually under the seat, so it's not even seen. And just the emblems and all of the stuff that goes on this tank, I think Heenan spent about $600. So I was trying to save the little black um, decals that go on there, and then there's a little piece of foam on the tank where the seat rests on it. Nobody sees it. It's like a perfect place to do a little reverse mask right there, and so I'm just covering that up. But the whole key to this is making sure that everything's covered up. So um, I'm kind of wasting tape here. The body shop manager hates me because I literally waste tape. I hate overspray, and so I use a lot of tape and stuff when I'm covering stuff up. But I would rather do that than buff stuff or clean it. So masking it up, getting it ready. I built a little table out of one of the tool carts, and I'm going to set the tank up on there and kind of tie it down a little bit with the tape. I'm use it to kind of hold it in place. Um, After I get it all masked, I'm going to sand that with 800. I've got some of those little foam dry pads. I painted the tank probably about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, so she's plenty cured. And I'm just pulling all the stuff off of it right now. The little grommets for the mountings and all the little rubber stuff on there. Typically when I mask a tank, like if you see me right there, I always try to find a hard line. And typically on most of your crotch rockets, there's a little hard line right there on the inside of your tank. And so I always use that line to my advantage. So if you mask it off properly, nobody will ever see your paint edge because there's a perfect little line right there. Some tanks, like on old school Harleys, gets a little bit more difficult because some of them, like the gas cap and the filler neck, is like where the line is, where your paint edge is. But typically, most crotch rockets, you got that little hard line right there. So on this particular tank, it's got a locking gas cap that fits right in there. And so I typically mask right in that little area. That way, there's no paint edge. I use a lot of 2-inch tape. 2-inch tape's kind of expensive, but it works great for covering stuff up really quick. get that thing prepped out. This tank had a small ding on the top, and we repaired it, and then we found one other little ding on the left hand side lower area, and I did not use a spray out card on the first paint job, so now I get to redo it. I don't know what it is, but green candy has always been very difficult for me. So on the bottom of the tank, I'm going to mask that thing off completely because there's a really nice like insulation under this tank, and there's really no reason to pull it off. So I just ran some 2-inch tape around the outer edge there, and I'm going to run some paper in there and tuck it in there really nice and tight and cover that stuff up. You don't want any paint getting on anything. Ultimately, the goal is to make it look like it's never been touched. So if you can remove it, it's always best to remove it. But on the bottom side of a tank, the only thing that's under there is the fuel pump hole, and then the fuel line hole, and then there's some real nice insulation in there. So I want to cover that stuff up and make sure we don't get any overspray on it. Ended up doing a couple things today too. I ended up actually working my butt off while I was working on the tank. I decided to prime the back side of my tailgate. I've been working on the tailgate for the 70 F100, and we got it real close. And Buford's class put it in epoxy earlier in the school year, so all the bare metal was covered with epoxy. And I put some good high build on it today. Tomorrow, when I go in there and paint this tank, I'm going to go ahead and prime the top side of it too, and then I'm going to go ahead and fit it on the truck and make sure everything's working properly and stuff. But you'll see it here in a minute, priming the tailgate. Finally got it pretty close, actually. Getting pretty excited about that. I'll still need to put a bed liner on it and paint it white. For my table, I just took a tool cart and covered it with white paper, and then took a gallon can and set up there, and I'm just going to tape that tank down to the table or to the cart and that gallon can. Actually worked pretty good, honestly. So here's some 800. It's been painted before. It's got 2 coats of clear on it. Looks really good. I'm going to sand it with 800 with the soft pad. I really like those soft sponges. Those things are really nice and easy. They're soft. Make it great. There's a lot of different contours on this tank, so that helps out really nice. In the past, I used to do a lot of wet sanding, but man, these new dry papers they have are wonderful. So 600 and 800 are always the redo paper. That's what we call them. So I chose 800. And basically all I'm going to do is, if you'll notice, I'm kind of going all keeping my lines, my sand scratches going in one direction. We call that going with the grain. So as you see that, like anytime you're playing with metallic colors or fancy colors, pearls, candies, it's just habit. I mean, just go with the grain. So if it's a fender, I'm going to go from the front of the fender to the back of the fender and just keep those lines consistent all the way across it. And I'm doing the same thing here with the tank. So basically, I'm going to run over this whole entire piece with 800, everything that I can, and then I'll grab a gray Scotch Brite when I'm done and run over it. So we're going to mix the green pearl here. Mix up a tiny amount. So I'm just going to do 2 ounces. So this paint mixes 1 to 1. So I'm going to mix 1 ounce of my reducer and 1 ounce of the green pearl, or green candy. I keep saying pearl. This is a candy. There's probably some pearl in it, but it's a candy. So candy is like a translucent clear color that you put over the top of your base. So I put down the silver first on my sprayout card. And if you notice those, when I did that sprayout card, it had those checkers on it. The checkerboard, the little black and white checkers, ensure that you get enough coverage on there. And so once you can't see the little checkers anymore, then you know you're covered good. So you can kind of see that's real translucent. It's just thin. It's not that it's thin, it's just you can see through it. And I'll take the camera up here so you can see it. And it's just really, you can see through it well. So that silver, hey, what's up? So the silver is going to actually come through it. That's how candy actually works. Like you put down a really cool base, like either a silver or a gold, and then you just put multiple coats of whatever candy you're putting over it. So second coat of green. See, she's starting to get a little darker. So this first one right here, I turned the pressure down, was moving slow, and got it dark. It's really dark. I seen it happening, and I knew right away that I was getting it too dark. And so, but that's okay. I mean, I'm just doing a spray out card right now. It would have been better if I would have had them both there, and so you can see that's getting really dark. And I was like, knowing that I'm going to do another one, but it'd be better to just actually do one right next to it. So anyway, we started over. So here's the next one. This time, turned my pressure up. Last time was low pressure, moved slow. And as you can see, I turned the pressure up and moving faster. So see those checkers in there? That was my first coat. So we'll let her set a little while, come back, hit it again. Let's look at it again here and see. Pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and put one more coat of silver on it. Typically 3 coats. And then, oh yeah, here's the tailgate. She was all ready. It was all in epoxy. And just while I was in between coats, I thought, man, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of nice thick coats of high build on the back of my tailgate. And man, I can't wait to get that done. I keep putting it off. And anyway, I think she's getting really close. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to prime the top side tomorrow and bring it home and assemble it. Stick it on the back of the old truck there and make sure it opens and closes and does what it's supposed to. I rebuilt all the hardware and cleaned it up. I took all the hinges and latches and I painted them that, it's like a hammer coat silver. It's just a rattle can, but it made them look way better. So I'll show you that here pretty quick. Once I get it on the truck, I'll show you. But threw a couple of coats on it there. I did wait in between coats, by the way. I just paused the camera. Typically with high build, I'll put a nice heavy coat on it and let her set for about 15 minutes. And then come back and hit it again. And usually I just put 2 coats. Probably should have put 3 on this, but you know, hey, it's going to get a bed liner on that side. So, by the way, there's a trick if you want to do a cheap bed liner. O'Reilly's sells the Hercules brand bed liner by the gallon, and you can take one of the actual guns that you spray bed liner with and mix up your bed liner. I don't activate it. I just reduce it just a little bit. I'll find like a nice, like a DT reducer or some kind of reducer and mix with it. And that's what I put the bed liner in. The old 70 shop truck is I just bought a gallon of the Herculiner at O'Reilly's. And I think at that time it was only $60. I bought another gallon of it just the other day because I had a customer that I was going to do a tailgate for him, and I think it was about almost $100 now, but still cheap bed liner, good stuff. So I got my silver down. Let's put some pearl or some candy on. First coat of candy. This is way lighter. You can tell just by, I mean, check that out. If you remember the other one I did just a minute ago, it was dark. This is way lighter. And what I learned from this spray out card little fiasco that I had today is that air pressure is a major factor. Check out how much lighter that is. That's just 2 coats of candy, and it's actually pretty dang close. It's almost looks like the original color on the bike has a little bit of gold in it, and that bothers me because with a silver base I can't achieve gold. But I go ahead and put a third coat on it, as you can see. By the way, I'm tinkering with my air pressures too. I actually dropped the air pressure and slowed down a little bit each time. These are Braden's valve covers. He's building a motor for my old shop truck, the old Super Duty. He claimed it a while back, and the motor started going out on it, so he bought a remanufactured motor and wanted me to paint the valve covers for him, and so I did. But he wanted the fins on it to be black, so I just spent a little bit of time. I just put black pinstripe down. You can see I'm cutting it and fitting it. Cheap, quick, easy way to make black lines. I tried it with a brush, and I didn't have a good stripe brush at the time. I was just using touch-up brushes, and it just wasn't working. So I grabbed some black pinstripe and started laying it out. It actually looks pretty good. And then I'm going to clear those here in a minute. Actually planned on painting Heenan's tank today and have these ready and then do all the paint work on Heenan's tank. And then when it came time to clear it, I was going to clear Heenan's tank and then clear these valve covers, but I kind of backed out on painting the tank. But I do go ahead and clear these. And so kind of tried something different with these. So I just went to O'Reilly's and bought the motor paint, sanded his valve covers down. Of course, we had to clean them like 3 times because they were nasty. But once we got them cleaned, and I spray painted them with the Ford blue. He wanted the old or the early blue or the new blue, darker blue, and they didn't look very good at all. And so I scuffed them down. I scuffed them up a little bit and repainted them. If it was going to be a custom job, I should have primed them because a lot of the molding in them were weird, and they had weird lines in them and stuff. So, but I scuffed them back down, blocked them a little bit, and then repainted them. I let it dry for a couple of days. This is just rattle can. And then I'm going to put clear right over the top of the stripes and the valve covers. So we'll see what happens. If it holds up or not, I don't know. But laying those stripes down were a little bit tough. But it worked. He actually bought a reman motor for that and long block. And once he gets it all back together, it's actually going to be pretty nice. So probably need to, while he's got it apart, honestly, we need to paint the frame and do some other things because he's got it lifted up pretty decently now, and it would look nice if we blacked out the frame or whatever color he's wanting to go with. Would have been better if I would have bought just 1/8 inch black pinstripe, but unfortunately the parts store didn't have 1/8 inch alone. They had the little twin. I call it the used car lot pinstripe, where it's got the 1/8 inch, and then it's got like a tiny one, like a 16th inch stripe. So I had to dissect the pinstripe to make it fit, but worked out good. I was able to get them on there, and they stuck good too. So as long as you don't handle them a bunch, like if you just lay your tape out, and also like to call it one and done. When you start playing with pinstripes, usually your first one or two laydowns are nice. If you go to picking it up and putting it back down like more than twice, you need to throw that piece away because you've already made your adhesive on the back of it not hold very well. So, but these are scuffed and cleaned, and they're completely ready to paint or to clear. And so I sprayed down just a tiny bit of adhesion promoter too over the tops of those fins. I just made one pass and let it flash so that those pinstripes would sit down and stay down tight. This would be a good place for a fast forward video right here. But hey, it's a good day in the shop though. I got quite a bit done. I primed one of Tracy's fenders, which I didn't get it done, but I got 2 good coats on the top side of it. Still got to do his hood. Got my tailgate primed. Got 3 spray out cards done. Braden's valve covers painted and cleared. And even gave a tour at the shop. Old Cameron from last year showed up, and gave him a shop tour there at school. And so I got quite a bit done. Kind of tired actually. But I wanted to throw a video together of just doing some work. And anyway, here they are in the booth. Time to clear them. So wiping them off with a tack rag. Got all my stripes where I like it. And instead of painting the tank, I decided to go ahead and clear the spray out cards. So over here on there they are. And you can see the difference in them, man. Check that out. The one on the right is low pressure, and the one on the left is high pressure. So I'm going to clear them real quick and get this stuff ready to go to the house. Honestly, green has been my nemesis. I don't know why. I've always had trouble with green. I don't know if other people do or not, but green pearl, green candy. If I'm not the originator, or like if I didn't make that color, I have trouble matching it. I don't know why, but if I make the color, it ain't a big deal. Like I painted a black Mustang, and Bob Rick helped me. We put some big stripes on the side of it. It looked like a monster. They were like scratched green stripes, but they looked like monster emblems going down the side of this guy's drag car, and they looked killer. But I would hate to have to match them because I just kind of made the color out of silver and green candy. So got those things painted, and yeah, one more coat. I just put 2 coats on the valve covers. I only put 1 coat on the spray out cards because there's no reason to put 2 coats clear on there. Honestly, half the time we don't even clear the spray out cards, but I wanted to because this one's really sketchy, and I want to make sure I get this thing done right. But anyway, good day's work. Hope you guys are staying busy. I had a great day, man. I'm ready to go back and hit some more tomorrow. I'm going to go paint that tank. Try to do a video on that. Try to start making more videos. I went fishing the other day. It was really cool. Didn't catch a damn thing, but had a great time doing it. And I took some videos of just chilling out there, casting some lures in the water, man. And so, anyway, I'll do some more on the tank tomorrow. We'll see if we can get this thing to match properly this time. Anyway, it's time to go clean a gun. Peace out.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot. Coming in hot. Shoot that. Hey, why not? Yeah.